Black little girl pointed gun at bikers and asked, "Who is my father?" It was just another normal day in South Carolina, until the door creaked open. Everyone turned. A 10-year-old black girl stepped in. She was small, trembling slightly, wearing a faded red hoodie and holding a gun, not a toy. A real one. Her hands shook, but her eyes didn't. "Which one of you is my father?" she asked. The entire bar went silent. You could have heard the ice melt in a glass. Rain, the president of the Steel Vipers, stood slowly. He was a big man with a calm presence that commanded attention. "Sweetheart," he said gently. "You don't want to point that at anyone. Why don't you put it down?" The girl's grip tightened. "Not until one of you tells me the truth," she said. "My mom's dying and she told me my dad was one of you." Every biker froze. Rain exchanged glances with Diesel, their enforcer, a man built like a tank. "What's your name?" Rain asked softly. "Amara Robinson," she replied. "My mom is Nia Robinson. She used to work here. 10 years ago," a low murmur spread through the bar. They all remembered Nia. She was the woman who left their world clean, smart, beautiful, with a smile that made even rough men behave better. She disappeared suddenly. No explanations. Now they knew why. "Where's your mom now?" Diesel asked. "County Hospital, ICU. Amara's voice cracked. Her boyfriend pushed her down the stairs. She said she might not make it. The room went cold. Rain stepped closer, carefully. "Did she tell you who your father is?" "No," Amara whispered. "She said if anything happened, I should come here and show you this." With her free hand, she pulled out a crumpled photo. It showed Nia years ago, laughing with 5 bikers in leather jackets. One of them was Amara's father. Every man in that room remembered that night, the charity event at the community center. They'd all been there when Nia volunteered to cook for the homeless, laughing as she danced to old soul music while serving food. That photo was taken before life turned cruel, before everything changed. That smile. Rain's heart sank. 2 of those men were still in this bar. "My real dad would protect me," Amara said quietly. "But I don't know which one. Mom said she was scared to tell me. Scared of someone." Rain's jaw clenched. "Scared of who?" "Her boyfriend. Detective Harris." That name hit the room like a thunderclap, a corrupt cop. Rumors about missing kids. Every man there had heard the stories, but now it was personal. "He said if she ever told anyone about my real dad, he'd kill us both," Amara said. Her voice broke as the gun trembled in her hands. "Listen to me, kid," Diesel said, stepping forward slowly. "Hands up. No one's hurting you here, all right? You're safe now." Amara shook her head. "No, I'm not. He's coming. He has friends, cops. He said they'd find me if I ran." Switch, the club's tech guy, was already on his laptop. He typed furiously, pulling up records. "Detective Mason Harris," he muttered. "Internal Affairs tried to nail him twice. Both times, case dropped. Connections to Chief Wilcox. Guess who funds Wilcox's Safe Haven foster program? Harris's cousin. The same home where 6 girls went missing last year." Diesel cursed under his breath. Rain's face darkened. "Who taught you to hold that gun like that?" Rain asked carefully. "Mom did," Amara replied. "She said one day I might need it." Rain knelt down slowly, keeping eye contact. "All right, Amara, you listen to me. You've got 20 brothers in this room right now. We're all gonna be your fathers until we figure out who the real one is." Amara frowned. "That doesn't make sense." "It does to us," Rain said softly. "You came here for protection. That's what you're getting. From every man here." Amara's lower lip trembled. "You promise?" "Steel Vipers don't break promises to kids," Diesel said firmly. Suddenly, Switch looked up. "Rain, we've got a problem. She's being tracked." "What?" "Her phone. GPS pinged 5 minutes ago. Harris knows where she is." Rain grabbed the phone and crushed it under his boot. Too late. Outside, sirens wailed in the distance. Amara's eyes widened in fear. "They're here." Within minutes, the parking lot filled with police cars. 8 units. Guns drawn. Then he walked in. Detective Mason Harris, tall, clean-cut, eyes full of arrogance and darkness. "Afternoon, gentlemen," he said with a smirk. "You're harboring a runaway." Rain didn't move. "She's not a runaway. She's a child who doesn't belong with you." Harris tilted his head. "Says who?" "Says me," came a deep voice from the corner. Everyone turned. It was Ghost, the quiet one. Tall, broad shoulders, dark skin marked with scars from old battles. He never talked much until now. "She's my daughter." The room froze. "Is that right?" Harris sneered. "You want to play daddy now?" "I don't play," Ghost said, standing. "You hurt her mother. You'll never touch this kid again." Harris's smile vanished. "You got proof?" "DNA can wait," Rain said coldly. "She stays with us." "You think a bunch of ex-cons can stand against the law?" Harris mocked. Diesel stepped forward, cracking his knuckles. "We are the law today." Then the door burst open again. A nurse stumbled in, panting. "Are you Rain?" she asked. Rain nodded. "I'm from County Hospital. Nia Robinson sent me. She regained consciousness and recorded a message for you." She pulled out her phone and played a voice note. Nia's weak voice came through the speaker. "Rain, if you're hearing this, it means I didn't make it. Don't let Harris take Amara. He's not her father. He's a monster. The man who saved me years ago. Ghost, tell him she's his. He deserves to know." Ghost froze. His eyes filled with tears for the first time in his life. Harris turned pale. "That doesn't prove anything." "It proves enough," Rain growled. Harris reached for his gun. So did 20 bikers. But before anyone could move, Amara stepped in front of Ghost. "You hurt my mom," she said quietly. "Amara, no." Ghost started. Too late. Harris lunged forward, and a single gunshot rang out. Amara fired. The bullet hit Harris's shoulder, spinning him around. He crashed to the floor, screaming. Rain rushed over, kicked the gun away, and handcuffed him with his own cuffs. "Nice aim," Diesel muttered. "Guess the kid's a Viper now." Cops outside started shouting orders, but before they could enter, a voice boomed. "Stand down!" Chief Wilcox walked in, flanked by Internal Affairs. "We've been building a case against Harris for months. That recording from the hospital sealed it." He looked at Amara, then at Ghost. "You're her legal guardian now. Her mother signed the papers before she passed." Ghost dropped to one knee, holding Amara tight as tears rolled down his face. "I've got you, baby girl. No one's ever hurting you again." Weeks passed. Harris was sentenced to 30 years for attempted murder, child endangerment, and corruption. Chief Wilcox was arrested too. Turns out he'd covered up multiple missing children cases. The Safe Haven foster home was shut down. 43 kids were rescued. The Steel Vipers became local heroes, though they never wanted the fame. They fixed up the bar, kept Nia's photo on the wall, and raised Amara like one of their own. Rain taught her leadership. Diesel taught her how to fight without fear. Switch taught her computers and hacking. And Ghost, he taught her peace. 1 year later, they held a memorial ride for Nia. Hundreds of bikes roared through the city in her honor. At the end of the ride, Amara stood on a chair holding a small wooden box. Inside was the gun she'd brought that day. On it, engraved in silver, were the words, "The day a child found her father and gave demons a reason to be angels." Ghost placed his hand on her shoulder. "You did good, baby girl," Amara smiled. "I didn't save you, Daddy. You saved me." From that day on, a new rule was painted on the bar's wall. Family ain't blood. It's the people who show up when you need them most. And every time a lost kid walked through that door, they made sure she never walked alone again. Because the day Amara Robinson pointed a gun at the Steel Vipers was the day she found something stronger than DNA. She found family. If this story moved you, don't just scroll away. Take a second to breathe. And remember why you're here. Because somewhere out there, someone's fighting a silent battle just like this one. And maybe your share, your like, or your comment could be the thing that gives them hope again. At Black Response, we tell stories that aren't just about pain. They're about strength, redemption, and the light that still burns inside us all. Every voice matters. Every life has a story. So if you felt something today, hit that like button, share this story, and subscribe to Black Response. Because no matter how dark life gets, there's always a way back to light. And together, we'll keep that light alive.